YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Hello, indeed. I am here right now. Now, I've got to tell you all, before we go any further today, we are possibly going to have some outages of internet. There is a rather large thunderstorm that has developed just there, I think. So, yeah, we're going to be a little bit on thunder watch. So if that keeps going a couple of times tonight while I've been trying to get everything sorted, it's already taken the signal out. So if that happens, do please bear with me. There is nothing I can do about it. It is what is it they call it? An act no, not an act du jour. That would be the act of the day. An act of the godheads. Godheads. Yeah, the godheads. That's it. That band from the 90s, Godhead. It's an act of them. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Let's see who is in on the lives. Good evening to Lavina. Good evening to Patricia. Hello, my love. I hope you're well. Good evening. I wasn't. That sounded like I was only wishing Patricia well, but Patricia's the first mod on. That's why I was saying that. Anyway, good evening to Melinda, good evening to Alison, and good evening to Belinda Jane Harris. And of course, good evening to Judy. It's just left your area. Oh, that's miles away. God, this is a big storm then. The rain resembled a monsoon. I can hear it. I had to stop for a second, to be honest with you, to try and work out whether my... Holland's here as well. Good evening, Holland. Whether my sleepy noise, because I've got a rain sleep noise thing. I had to make sure Amazon wasn't playing it. Alexa. So yes, bear with me. I'm just going to drink a slurp of my coffee. I've got cold brew today. I finally bought myself a cold brew maker. Patricia is not far from me. I don't know whether she's actually technically in Yorkshire. And the fact that I've said Yorkshire, maybe she's going to get really upset, because if she's in one of those other counties near Yorkshire, they tend to get very annoyed at being called Yorkshire. It's like if you say to someone from Scotland, oh, you're from that England, aren't you? Run. In that case, run. That's all I can say. So yes, good evening, everybody. We'll just wait for a few people to come in. As I'm doing that, I am very mindful tonight of the fact that my brain doesn't seem to be fully operational. I mean, that's fine. That's sort of standard. Derbyshire. Hang on. Let me say this as the Americans will. Derbyshire. Derbyshire. Not a D-dar. I don't know what D-dar means. Monsoon season has just started. Oh, come on then. Let's know where you're all coming in from. Monsoon season's just started in Arizona. Oh my gosh. But that must be hot. I didn't mention hello, Patty. You've just popped in. Hello, Ed. You've just come in as well. Hello, my darling. You're in Somerset. You know, I thought you were in America. I don't know why. Somerset. Is that the accent? Something like that? Somerset. I'm so bad with accents. I really shouldn't. Yeah, let us know sort of the areas you're coming in from. Oh, also to Ed, because Ed's from this sort of region, I am going to be at an event in Bingley on the 22nd of September. Yes, I've booked another tarot event. I can't remember what it's called, all the details. I'll make a thing on it a bit nearer the time. But yes, I am going to be doing another tarot session, health and healing festival-y thing, mind, body, spirit, health and healing, woo woo, and tarot, all of that. So yeah, that's going to be good. It is really, oh, hang on, gosh, it is really exciting. You believe Belinda has a question for me? Belinda, do you have a question for me? You're from the what? Freezing Western Cape of South Africa. Oh, is it cold at the moment, Patty? Wow. You managed to walk before the storm. I haven't actually today. Although I have a little bit of advanced news, right? A little bit of advanced news. You all know I'm working on getting the sort of shop back up and running by Halloween-ish. Hang on, I need a drink. Hang on. Something in my coffee then. I am working on some charm bags. No, not charm bags. What they call bag charms. The other way around, Lisa. And these are going to be that you carry with you, and it will just look like a fashion choice, but it will be lots of hidden stuff. I will talk to the other mods because this is a democracy, not the other word. Dictatorship. That's it. It's not one of them. So I will speak to the other mods after the stream, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We can always have people as part of the family. Valeria Ortiz, good evening to you. You've gone green, which means you must be a channel member. Hello, welcome to the club. So anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so I'm working on these things, right? And I've just worked out, with a little bit of a twist in the design, I can make them for walking sticks. Yes, indeed. So I have one currently on my walking stick with a different design. Good evening, Ellis. And yeah, they're looking incredibly cool. So I am very, very happy at the moment, as I am producing more bits and bobs for the shop. Anyway, right, it's 10 to. I'm switching to my juice, my squash, because I just because. So yes, orange squash today and cold brew coffee. I've just had, right, I'll tell you why I'm a bit funny. I've just had some the like reduced sugar diet type diabetic stuff, and they are for they're like peanut butter cups. Yes, you can, Alison. Yes, that is exactly what I am doing them for. And it will come with it's a whole thing, but it will come with a handle, like a wristbandy thing. So you can attach it one way, and then you've got your wristbandy thing, like on a normal, like a normal stick. And it can also be detached and be used as a bag charm if you don't need the stick anymore. So yes, lots of stuff. Anyway, you hate peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. But because I'm diabetic, I have to be careful the amount of sugar in all the peanut butter cup things. And I've got a little bit of peanut butter stuck at the back of my mouth. That's why I'm like... So if you see anything strange from me during today's stream, apart from the thunderstorm, because I get all squirrely when I get thunderstorm energy as well, I know, right? As if my brain needed any more reasons to be any more chaotic, add in a thunderstorm. But yes, so shall we get cracking with the necking? I think we should. Oh, hang on. Your cream cracker today, first day in a new role at work. Yay. And you had to start at 7:30 and you're not a morning person. Okay, not a yay, but yay for the new job. Oh, is it more money? Are you going to be able to go and eat at those posh restaurant places? You know, the really posh ones like McDonald's. Yes. Do you remember when they did £1 burgers and things like that? Oh, not anymore, I can tell you. I can't from first because I don't eat there, but you know, I've seen. Anyways, chaotic beginning to the stream as ever. I do think it's time. Shall we go through all the housekeeping doodah? Let's go through the housekeeping doodah because it is time. Excuse me. It is time to get that done. I think they do, but it's like you can get like a pouch of ketchup, and I think the basic chicken burger was on there, but also the pound saver menu isn't a pound anymore. It's like the $1.99 menu or something. Anyway, oh, hang on. Ouch. You went to the dentist yesterday. Your broken tooth is developing an abscess. So, antibiotics and then extraction. That. Do you know what? It terrifies me. I've got to get my my plates redone, and I am so terrified because I hate dentists. I had there's a horror story linked in there, but I'm not going to say it because let's not go back there. Let's think positive. It's all going to be grand. So yeah, you'll have some antibiotics. They'll whip that tooth out. You won't even notice it's gone. Fabulous. Anyway, right. Desperately trying to change the subject. Let's have a look. So then, today's housekeeping. In fact, it's not just today's. It's the channel's housekeeping. I've got to do this every single time. So tarot is for entertainment purposes. You do make your own decisions about your own life, you know. You do. Regardless what anybody else might tell you, you make your own decisions about your own life. So there. But tarot is for entertainment purposes only. That I've got to say that because of the rules on YouTube. However, tarot can give you some really good guidance, especially the way I do it, right? It can give you some answers that you didn't even know you needed. So bear that in mind, okay? Bear that in mind. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. That's really important. Listen, if you are wanting to know, are you going to be able to repay that massive debt? Don't ask a tarot reader. Ask a financial advisor. Talk about, I don't know, consolidating loans or putting off whatever's and all of that stuff. I don't know how any of that works, right? Don't ask a tarot reader that. Honestly, my darlings, don't. Likewise, if there's health stuff going on, speak to your GP, speak to your surgeon, speak to your carers, speak to whoever. Don't ask a tarot reader about things like that because we can't give diagnoses. We're not professionals in those areas, okay? Also, do please remember to keep your private information private. I say it every single week. And still in the chat, somebody was, I know I've just asked where everyone's from, but don't put your address in. You know what I mean? Don't put in, this is where I work, or this is where I go to school. Not school. This is where I, work, or this is where I do whatever. Don't put that in. Talking about school, you've got to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading. Why? Because I don't want to deal with any parents. I don't want to deal with angry adults coming at me going, blah, blah, blah. You told our lovely Bethany, who's 12, not to go to private school because blah, blah. I said, just don't want to deal with that, right? Don't want to deal with that. So the fact that you ask a question means that you are 18 or over. If for some reason you are under 18, that is all on you, boo. I will take zero responsibility if you are under 18, right? I've got no way of knowing. Also, the last bit is, please remember. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Isn't that funny? I've literally forgotten it. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Please remember, the way we do tarot on this channel is a little bit different to other channels, okay? We try and keep things a bit more upfront, a bit more blatant. So if you are having an affair with somebody, it will come up in the cards, my darling. If you are having issues, it will come up in the cards because the way we do it, this is like having a tarot reading from your best mate. A friend, if you're poorly, a friend might say to you, let me know when you're well and we'll go for coffee. Your best friend will go, look, you've been in that bed for 4 days. You probably stink. Get yourself in a shower. I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. I'm taking you for coffee, whether you want to go or not. And then if you're feeling up to it, we'll go for some cocktails. That is what a best friend does. That is how I do my readings. Okay, in all honesty, that is how I do my readings. Do bear in mind, keep your personal information private. As I say, if you want a private reading, these can be booked. You can do that on my website. There's even a 10% discount code. It should be running across the bottom of the screen now. So if you want to get a private booking that lasts a lot longer, do please check that out. Right then, we do have some ways of getting questions on this channel. The first way is wait until I open up a free round and then go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Okay. The second way, and the only way to guarantee a reading, is to send it in the form of a super chat. Either way you do that, you can send that for any amount at the moment. That there's no minimum. Excuse me. There's no minimum on that. That was the most waffly housekeeping read that I've ever done. I should just go through. I should just read it off, shouldn't I? That'll make much more sense. Anyway, all of that to be said, let's have a look. I think it's time. Shall we just go ahead and open up a round? I think we should. Go on. So we're going to open up a free round just about now. That means if you would like a tarot question, go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then choose one of those at random. I've got D&D dice, I've got spinning things, I've got talismans. We're all up for that. So if you would like a tarot reading, please go ahead and do one of those things and kinda do it now. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look in that there chats. Right then, I am very aware of the noises outside. I don't know whether you can hear those at all. Right, so we've got I don't know whether you can hear that outside. Let me have a look. I've got 3 questions in. Is that right? No, 4 questions in. Right then. So I've got, and we're going to do this in the order that they came in. So I've got, let's get the camera and let's get the webcam sorted. Let's turn on the webcam. I mean, the card cam, not the webcam. Oh, and I haven't even put my light on. I'm all over the place today. Look, I really am. This thunder vibe is really throwing me off my normal, because normally I'm so organized. Hang on, everybody, bear with. Let me get the right placement. There we go. Is that good? Is that good for everybody today? There we go. Right then. So here we are. Look. Hello. We've got 4 questions in, and so we've got the 4 dice. So I didn't even know these existed until recently. You can see there we've got 4 at the top, 4 at the top, and 4 at the top. If I turn it that way, we've got 2s at the top. Look, 2, 2, and 2. A 1 at the top. We've got 1 on every one of those, and the 3 at the top. This is such a clever invention. So these are D&D dice. Okay, that's what these are generally for Dungeons and Dragons. But we've got them in this order. So the order your questions came in is the number that you've got on the dice. So Valeria Ortiz, you are number 1. No, hang on, that's not right. Hang on a second. What have I done? Hold on. Let me go through this. Right. It put it in reverse order then. Right. So Alison, you are number 1. Lavina, you are number 2. Valeria Ortiz, you are number 3. And Claudia, you are number 4. Hopefully, if I swap cameras, there we go. Alison, Lavina, Valeria, and Claudia. Okay. So that's the number that you've got. Okay. So we're going to spin the dice or throw the dice, and hopefully it's going to land in this lovely area here, and we'll be able to see what it is. So Alison, you want number 1 on top. Hang on. you want that. Lavina, you want that. Valeria, you want that. And then Claudia, you want that. There we go. Sorted. So then, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's see what the cards. Let's see what. Oh, hang on. There we go, Wispy. So then, Wispy, which one are we answering today? And it is number 2. Okay, there we go. Look, number 2 is upright. So that is Lavina. Right then. So, Alison, copy and paste, select and copy, your question. Valeria, same to you. And Claudia, same to you, my darling. Select and copy your question. And then when we get to the next round, that's the time to pop your question in. Okay, so Lavina, I've got your question on screen and your reading is going to start just about now. Okay, so the deck I'm using today is going to be the Celtic Dragon again. I loved this on Sunday. If you weren't here on Sunday, this is a different deck for me. It's an older deck. It's not a new one. It's just one that I haven't used for a while. And it's very dragon heavy. I love it. It's very, very beautiful deck. So then let's have a look. So Lavina, question. I feel that between me and Aniket, there is someone else, or he has some thoughts that I don't know. That's why he's not taking action. I want to know what is the truth behind not taking action. Okay. I think, my darling, I think this is like the 30th time that I've done a reading for you and Aniket. I think you need to ask Aniket. I really do. I think you need to have a conversation, but let's do your reading, my darling. So let's bring in Wispy. Wispy is an air elemental, by the way, everybody. If you don't know what Wispy is, have a look down in my description box. Just before the page break, you'll see that there is a link to a podcast all about my dragons. So yes, I am, in fact, the mother of dragons. I know. What's his name? H.R. Geiger. No, that's definitely not the guy that wrote. My brain went Geiger. No. L1 Hubbard. No. R.R. Martin. I'm not saying that he stole the idea of Mother of Dragons from me, but I am, in fact, the real life Mother of Dragons. Go and have a look in the podcast episode because I'm not clinically insane. My mother had me tested. Right then. So let's have a look. Wispy, what we want to know is what is going on between Lavina and Aniket. Is there someone else is the specific question, right? We've had a card jump. It's the Queen of Wands reversed. So this is talking about your own insecurity, Lavina. This is your clarifying, modifying card. This is talking about your own insecurity, my darling. Look, the Queen of Wands, if she was that way up, is a confident woman. You can see maybe she's a little bit older, don't know, but she's very confident. She's very sure of herself. She's got her dragon here. The dragon doesn't need to do anything because he's just sat there resting. We've got the baby dragons here and on top of her throne. She's very comfortable doing what she's doing. She's a very, very strong queen. This way round, she's very insecure. It's the opposite. And this is basically, where you are, because this is coming through with the, as a clarifier. So this is basically saying everything that these next cards are going to show you. Everything is about yourself. So then let's have a look. We'll go with the, okay. We'll go with what you want, what Aniket wants, and what the relationship future could be. So let's have a look. What you want. The Lovers reversed. Okay. What Aniket wants. Excuse me. The Ten of Swords reversed. Right. Okay. And what is the potential future? Right, my darling. So what do you want? We've got the Lovers. So if I just scroll down here, we all know what the Lovers looks like normally. It pretty much looks like a pair of people kissing or hugging or snogging or something. In this case, the Lovers are two dragons. We've got a water dragon and we've got a fire dragon. And I also have a fire dragon and a water dragon. But these two here, you can see they are separated by the elements that they are made of, by literally everything about them is separating them. The fact that this is reversed at the moment is also suggesting that what you want might not be fully possible. Okay, at this point, this card coming up, it's literally saying it might not be possible for what you want out of this relationship. It might just be that the two of you are too different and that your lives are too separate at the end of the day. What Aniket wants, we've got the Ten of Swords reversed. The Ten of Swords, as you can see, is the final big boss of the Swords. Swords is all about trouble and strife. It's about challenges, obstacles. The Ten of Swords is it's the end. It's the final end. There is no coming back from that. There is no end to that. You've heard me say it a long time. The 9 for me is when something is full. The 10 is when it's overflowing, when it's defeat. And here, look, you can see they fought hard. They fought a strong battle. But finally, all of the swords that got stuck through the dragon, it's the end. And yes, this is reversed. So it's saying that I don't think this is what Aniket wants. It's not like he wants bloodshed or anything like that, but it looks like he just wants to be out of that current situation. So again, my darling, I know we've said this sort of several times. I do think it is. I think you're both coming from a different place now. I think that's honestly what it is. But even the relationship future, look, the relationship future is the King of Cups. You're asking about Aniket and what he wants and why he's not taking action. The King of Cups, this isn't a couple's card. This is just Aniket on his own. Okay, with his dragon, but it's Aniket on his own to go off on his own world. This isn't about a couple. This isn't about a partnership or a relationship or anything else. And when we look at this relationship future, it seems very clear that what Aniket is after is basically his own sort of freedom, if you like, and his own life, his own world. Coming up with this Queen of Wands coming in as a clarifying card, all I can say, Lavina, my darling, is I think you are putting a lot of energy into something that isn't going to come to fruition for you. I really do. It feels like what you want ultimately isn't possible anymore. And whether that's because Aniket's moved on, or whether there is someone else, or whether there isn't, nothing here is saying there's someone else. In fact, it's actually almost going the reverse and saying that what Aniket wants from the relationship is just to be single. So it really doesn't seem that there is that desire there. Hopefully that helps, Lavina. I know you're in every week, my darling, and I do wish that I could somehow, magic the cards to give you the answers that you're looking for. But as I always say, I can only give you the guidance that you need, and not the answers that you're looking for, and not the answers that you want. So I hope that helps, my love. I really do. I think it's probably time for you to put your energies into maybe yourself, so that this card, this Queen of Wands, doesn't come up reversed. If this was this way, my darling, I would be singing from the rooftops at how confident you are, and how you're going to be a hugely great catch for someone, and all of this. At the moment, because this is reversed, it really just feels, my darling, that your own insecurity is what's not allowing you to let go of this one. And I think finally it might be time to let go. And again, I know that's not what you're looking for, my darling, but I do hope that it gives you some answers, and I hope that you can move forward. But that is going to be your reading today. And thank you for your question. Okay. Right then, let me go into the live chat. By the way, everybody, when I'm in the live chat, that's when I don't see anything else. You can't hear anything else except your voice. I think the software mic must block other stuff out. What? Like what? Like, is that not playing on with you now? Right. Okay. I'll have to look into that, Holland. Thank you. Right. Let me have a look. So who's just come in? Somebody's just come in. I can't see who it is. Sasha, good evening to you, Sasha. Good evening to... I saw somebody else come in. I saw somebody else's name. Firespawn. Good evening, Firespawn. Let me have a look. It's fun on your end. Right, okay. Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow. Hello, my darling. Not seen you for a long time. Oh, you meant the background noise. You can hear the music, etc. Ah, right. Okay. Fabulous. Right. So then, hopefully, Lavina, hopefully that helped. Yeah, hopefully that helped. Right. I asked if you could hear the rain. Yep. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, Holland. That makes sense now. Right. So, how do you get a reading on this channel? Again, there are two ways. That didn't work. Oh. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am having some issues. Okay. I'm going to have to double check Stream Deck. Anyway, we'll do that after the stream. So, if you are wanting a reading, there are two ways. The way that you can guarantee your reading is next is to send it as a super chat. Okay. What that means is that basically it comes through on a different screen and then it is guaranteed to be read next. If I get more than one super chat in, I'll do them in the order they came in, right? The other way is to get a free reading. Now, when I open up a free round, that's the time to put your question into the live chat. I will then choose one of those at random. Okay. I will choose one of those at random and I will then be able to, and then that person will get their reading. Everybody else, select and copy your questions, hold them until the next free round. If a super chat comes in while I'm on a reading, that person will be next. If lots and lots of questions come in the live chat into the next round, then again, I will pick one. Everybody else, select and copy your question for the next one. Hopefully that makes sense. I've got a little banner here running across the bottom of the screen that should now explain it. And just in case you need another way of explaining it, here we go. Oh, but the round is open now. The round is open. Go ahead and pop them in now. Yay! Yes, indeed. Right then, let's have a look in that there chat. Oh gosh, I've got loads. Right. Okay. So 1, hang on, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? 5? I think I've got 5 questions. Ooh, no, I just dropped my cards. Hang on a second. You've got a few extra seconds. I meant to put my cards on the desk and they all went on the floor. Bear with me once. In fact, I'll tell you what, bear with me. Look, I've got a new video. Look at this. I wasn't expecting to use it for this, but give me 10 seconds. had to make sure I had all of them then. God, my hair was looking nice earlier as well. Right, hang on. Oh, gosh. If anybody doesn't know, I've got fibromyalgia, and the biggest thing that it does on a day-to-day basis is, yes, there's a lot of pain, but, you know, painkillers are awesome. Thank all the lords, the gods, the goddesses from old and new. Thank all of them for the creation, and thank mankind for the creation of painkillers. Otherwise, I would not be able to function. However, I am very clumsy. That is the biggest thing that's happened. So, yes. Right. Let me have a look-see. Okay. Claudia's usurped you all. Claudia has sent it as a super chat. So everybody that's asked a question just then, do me a favor and copy and select your questions and hold it for the next round. Claudia, go ahead and pop your question in the live chat, please, my darling. And yeah, the cards are incredibly well shuffled, to the extent that I'm not even sure that all of their backs, that they're all the right way. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today either. The right way round. Right, let me just double check that there's none. There we go. No, that's no, they're all good. They're all good. Right then, let's have a look. Claudia, pop your question in. Okay, fantastic. Right then, everybody, as I say, when we get a super chat, it does take precedent over the freebie ones, but hold off a second, because once I've done Claudia's question, I will then we'll open up the round again. Okay, so you will get another chance. So don't fret. We'll do this. We'll do another round straight after this one. So Claudia, I've got your question in. Let's go ahead and jump to the card cam, and hopefully we'll cleanse that space, and we're bringing the ever lovely Wispy, and here we go. So then, Wispy, we've got a very well shuffled deck now, as Patricia pointed out. I mean, talk about random. These cards are going to be upside down, right side up, all sorts, all the way through the deck. So that's what we like. That's how we get the reversals. Sometimes when I get a new deck, it's really difficult, you know, because I end up turning a deck, like turning it upside down like that, and then mashing them together. I'm going to do that there like that now, and then shuffling them and reshuffling them, and then I should just throw them on the floor. Although it does seem a bit disrespectful to the cards, you know what I mean? I don't want to piss the cards off. Right then, how did HN feel about Claudia today? His focus seemed to be on Claudia during lunch a lot. Ooh, let's have a look. So then, how did HN feel about Claudia today? His focus seemed to be on her during lunch. Hopefully it was a nice lunch, Claudia. If he's focusing on you rather than what he's eating, then hopefully at least it's a nice lunch. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that he's got to, like, I don't know. I don't know what lunch like that would be. Spaghetti. Oh, could you imagine? He's looking at you, he's all focused on you, and he's eating a bit of spaghetti, and he does that, and it all goes all over whatever he's wearing. Could you imagine? Actually, I could. I think it would be really funny. But, you know, that's just because I'm that sort of bitch. Right then, let's have a look. Whisper, what are we doing? What reading are we doing? We're going to do the where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is, as an inverted triangle, as my voice goes. Right then, so where you are. Ooh, no, right, okay. Hold on. This is where I need I need to press a button. This does not mean what it says on the card. Right. You've got the death card. This does not mean death, right? This deck has done something really good with the devil card. It renamed the devil card. It didn't rename this card. It should have done. It should have called it something like rebirth or chapter's end or something like that, because this is what the card means, Claudia, right? It does not mean, and I cannot express it enough, it does not mean death. It doesn't mean you're corking it, someone next to you kicks the bucket. It doesn't mean any of that. It means a massive fundamental change to a situation. Okay, the death card in tarot represents the closing of a chapter and then the opening of a new one. It's the death of the current phase, if that makes sense. So it's like a new moon, a dark moon, right? There has to be a turning point. So if you want a full moon, you have to also accept the new moon or the dark moon, and this is exactly what the card is representing. Okay, my darling. So don't fret about this. It's saying that there is a change. A change is wanted. So when you're asking about what HN is feeling, it feels like, yes, there is a change. A change is coming. What you need to know, we've got the 8 of Cups. That's interesting. And the future opportunity, we've got Justice card. And then let's have a look. What connects the Death card to the 8 of Cups? We've got the 8 of Swords. Okay. And from the 8 of Cups to Justice, we've got the 10 of Wands. And then at the root of it all, we have, my favorite card, the Empress, my favorite card in every deck. Right then, so let's get into it. In the where you are, it feels like there is a massive change happening, right? So I don't know. And again, because you're asking the question about HN, it's a difficult one to see whether this is where you are or where HN is. I believe, because of the way the cards have come up, I believe that this is something going on with HN, because you're asking about how he felt. Now, this change could be a really nice and easy transition into the next phase, right? So it could be something where he's looked at you today, and he's had one of those moments, you know, those sort of the little. Sorry about this. I said at the very beginning of the stream, mods, if it sticks again, could you just pop a message in the chat saying thunderstorms? Because they're like literally directly overhead. We've got bad rain and everything happening. So the death here is, as I say, that change, that HN is coming. So it could well be that he's looked at you for the first time today with new eyes. What you need to know, so what we need to know about the situation, we've got the 8 of Cups reversed. It might not be that he is going to be the one to take the next step, right? Because the 8 of Cups, let me show you this way up, right? So the 8 of Cups, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cups here. Normally they're in a bit of a formation, but here we've just got them. But this person has to find the 9th. And so they're leaving the 8 cups, going off on this journey to find the 9th cup, because that is like the final holy grail cup, if you like, right? Cups is your emotional suit. So this is basically saying that in this position, there's a lot of happiness here. We're going off to find the 9th cup. That is the ultimate one, because 9's are full, 10 is overflowing. So we're going to go and get that 9th cup. Everything's going to be romantic. Yay. But it's reversed. So I think HN is really cautious about making that step. So if he's focused on you while he's eating his lunch, that's great. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to go, actually, I really love Claudia, I should go running after her, because this is reversed. And it's almost like, I think you might have to be the one, if you like HN, you might have to be the one to kind of go, hello, let's go for coffee. The future, we've got the Justice card, which is a really interesting relationship card. So as you can see, excuse me, as you can see, Justice, normally it looks a bit more like this, but obviously this deck is very different. But you can see here, we've got this list And it's almost like Santa Claus. You know, he's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's going to find out if you're naughty or nice. I had to finish that. So you've got this list of everything you've done, and you've got this here. But look at this justice card. There is a couple holding hands. This is a couple being judged together. This is a couple facing the law, facing, you know, all of the rules together. This is not your average justice card. So even though it isn't the lovers, it isn't, you know, one of the couples cards, it kind of is. Now, normally justice would be talking about the legal system. It would be talking about, you know, rules. Are you, you know, is one of you the other's manager? All of that type of stuff. This is related to that. So there is an issue that you need to double check around. You know, are there any workplace rules or whatever rules during lunch that, you know, whatever the rules are, that maybe you can't necessarily be open about a relationship from the get-go, or maybe you've got to sign some paperwork or whatever it is. But it's come up upright, which means it's positive, and this is the only deck that I've ever seen justice having a couple holding hands in it. So the fact that this has come up, and the fact that Wispy is so insistent on each different card from each different deck having those innate meanings, I think you've got a good future here. There is a good opportunity for something. You just need to make sure some T's are dotted and I's are crossed. Yes, that's what you need. You know what I mean? The other way around. The I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Linking the death card, the rebirth card, to the Eight of Cups, we've got the Eight of Swords. Now, this is saying it's going to be tricky, because the Eight of Swords is a card of, well, for a start, she's normally blind, but is a card of revelations. It's a card of, you know, new facts. She's locked away in a dungeon, and there's going to be a lot of hurdles to get her out and to get that happening. But it is reversed. So again, I think this is talking about where HN is. It could be that there's something here, bearing in mind we've got the Justice card, there's something here that needs to be unlocked for that relationship to move forward. Do you know what I mean? We've also got the Ten of Wands in this position, which means there could be a slight arrogance coming into play, or there could be a slight overconfidence with a situation. So again, it feels like there might be either a rule in place somewhere about people getting together within the workplace, or within however you two are connecting. It feels like you need to check that out, because Wands is all about confidence, but the 10 for me is about that going over into almost arrogance. It's when things overflow. And so sometimes the 10 of Wands is when you just think everything's going to be okay. You don't pay attention to things because you think everything's going to be great. And then lo and behold, we get the Tower card and everything collapses around us. However, the root of this, the very root of this question, is the Empress. And the Empress is my favorite deck, my favorite Tower card in any deck. And you can see here, we've got this beautiful Empress. She's got her white ethereal dragon here, her spiritual dragon. And she's nursing, if you look, she's nursing a little green dragon just here. She's holding flowers, but the petals of the flowers are falling all down her dress, turning into autumnal leaves. And her dress itself turns into the river. So the Empress, is she actually standing in front of the tree, or is she manifesting from the tree? We don't know. But this Empress, the Empress is all about abundance of nurturing, family. She's all about the positive energy, like lifting people up. She's all about that. She is about protection and loving and caring and everything you could possibly want. She's like the best hug that you can ever have when you're feeling crap, right? That is who the Empress is. She gives you that hug. She then sits you down with a nice cup of tea, a toasted bun and some jam and all of that stuff. She sits you down with a really nice warming kind of lunch. And then she helps you put the world to rights. She helps you fix those problems. So I think, in all honesty, I think it's gone fairly deep. But I do think that there is a focus here from HN that is more than friendship, more than, oh, she's quite sexy, or she looks hot today, or oh, she's done something different with her hair. It feels like there is absolutely a connection here that is based on that warm, loving energy. However, I think it's going to come down to maybe you making that first move, because in the what you need to know, with this card being reversed, I don't think HN is going to make that first move. Okay, and I hope that helps, my darling. Sorry for the internet interruption with the storms here, but I do hope that helps. And believe it or not, we are connected with a very, very strong Ethernet connection, and I've got like a ridiculous amount of interweb. So yeah, it's it shouldn't be affected by the storm. However, right, let me just have a little look then. Oh, look at that straight away. Thank you, Judy. I know, right? She's my favorite card. I'm glad it helps, Claudia. Go and make that. Listen, go and make that move, right? What is it? Like, go and get your man. Yeah, that. Go and get your man. So yeah, I hope that helps. Right, let me have a look. Is there a PayPal link? Do you know there could be? Bear with me. Yeah, unfortunately, sorry, this is the internet crapping out because we've got storms. At least the thunder and lightning. Well, I say at least the thunder and lightning's gone. Do you know what? Normally, if this happened at maybe 11 o'clock at night, when most of my neighbours are in bed, I would be outside right now in a some form of floaty skirt and just me bra. And if I live somewhere where I had walls or high fences around the garden, I wouldn't even be wearing any of that. I'll just be dancing naked in the rain in a thunderstorm. That's what I would be doing. But obviously not when the neighbours can look out their window and see me, because nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see that when you're just like, oh, let's go and make sure the cat's all right. Woo! That cat's good. Whatever. Yes, right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. So, I'm in the live chat. Okay. Let me see. I will see if I can. Oh, it's just a friendship level for you. I think he has an interest. I think there is definitely an interest. Maybe you should look at him again. Maybe you should just look at him with new eyes. You never know. We still need our first Beyond Authentic wedding because we still need to wear our hats and suits and everything. So let's have a look. Right. What are we going to do next? So, I will work on a PayPal link for those of you. I didn't realize some countries can't do super chats. Alison, I do understand about not putting your details onto YouTube, but YouTube is owned by Google. So if you've ever bought anything online and used the Google platform, they've got your information anyway, my darling. They have, in all honesty, they have, because it's all owned by the same company at the end of the day. So, but again, if you don't want to, then absolutely no problem at all. All you need to do is just wait until I open up another free round, which we're about to do now. So if you are wanting a tarot reading, bear in mind, everybody, that Q Jump status goes automatically to Superchats. So if we get to the point where we get loads of questions in like we did earlier, then again, even though we've got questions coming through, I will absolutely 100% the super chats nab that first spot, because they always do, because that's how we do it here. So then, if you would like a tarot reading, what do you need to do on this channel? Well, the first thing you need to do is send it as a super chat. As I say, that guarantees it. If you can't do that, don't want to do that, can't afford that, whatever, absolutely no problem. That's why we do a free round, and we do lots of free rounds. And so the free round is now open. So again, go ahead, pop your question to the live chat, starting with the word question. That's super, super, super important. Okay. And then I will grab one of those at random. We've got Dungeons and Dragons dice. We've got talismans, and I've even got, depending on how many we get, I've even got a spinny wheel of spinniness, right? We'll pick them at random. Go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question right now. And you've got about, 30 seconds until I grab one. Do it now. Right then, let's have a look. So then, I've got loads of questions in. Right. Ed, you didn't get rained on, but your mustard plants don't look too happy. Why? Did it chuck it down? Right, let me have a look. I'm going to turn that banner off. Let me have a look. Gosh, we've got loads of questions in. Right, so I'll see. We've got 1. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 questions. Ooh. So, right then. Right. Okay. I've got you. Right. So, let me just make sure I've got everybody. 1, 2, 1. Hang on. I'll be really strict with the rules on this one because there's so many. So, thank you to Shafa and Coco. I'm going to include Shafa, even though you didn't put the word question in. And I'm going to put, because there's a lot of new people here. Good evening to everybody, by the way. I'm going to put Coco in. Right. So I've got everybody in this order. And it looks like I've got 10. There's not a dice for 10, is there? Is there a D10? Is that a D10? Okay. I've got a 10, but I'm going to use the spinny thing instead. I want to use the spinny thing. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Holland, in the chat. Right. So I've got these. We're going to use the spinny thing. It does go up to 12, as you can see, but we're going to ignore 11 and 12 because I want to use this. I don't want to use the dice. I want to use this. So listen for your numbers. Sasha, you are number 1. Coco, number 2. Flower Beauty Peacock, Rainbow, you are number 3. Jackie Johnson, number 4. Alison, number 5. Crystal Pickett, number 6. Valeria, you are number 7. Firespawn, you're number 8. Means, you're number 9. And Shafa Aldabas, you are number 10. Okay, so have you all got your numbers? Hopefully you've all just remember your numbers. And yeah, so that hopefully everybody's got your numbers. I need to take that one off there. And I've got a little thing. Do you know what? I've had this on the system for 3 or 4 weeks and not had the opportunity to do it yet. So I'm doing it now. We're going to spin the thing. I love it. It's like a children's program. Right. So we're going to go to, I'll tell you what, we're going to start on number between 11 and 12 there. Look at the top, look. Between 11 and 12, because those don't exist, right? And I'm going to give it a good old wallop. So you've all got your numbers. Get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I can't even see. So whatever number that says there. Number 10. So who was that? Who is number 10? Shafia. Shafa Aldabas, you have got your question next, my darling, and then everybody else hold your questions, select and copy them until the next round. On the free rounds, there are only three card questions, so they go quite quick. Okay, so select yours and hit that copy button, and then you will be able to get your question back in fairly quickly, I believe. So we've got a good hour yet. So there's plenty of time for lots more reading. So then, Shafa, let's have a look at you, my darling. I'm going to swap the camera over and we're going to do your reading right now. Oh, just had to grab a mouthful of coffee. Right then, Shafa. So, as always, we're going to cleanse the space. And we're going to... No, we're going to... There isn't a list. We're going to bring in Wispy, who is the air elemental dragon. So, Wispy, what do we see coming towards Shafa in love? I'll tell you what, we'll put a 6 weeks, 2 month limit on it. So, Wispy, do we see love coming Shafa Aldabas's way in the next couple of months? Do we see a hint of something, or do we see a full-on, like, head over heels, love at first sight situation? What do we see, if anything, for Shafa Aldabas in the next couple of months or so in love, in amore? Let's have a look-see. So, we're going to do the standard, where you are, what you need to know, and what the future opportunity is regarding the love life. So, where you are. Ooh, Temperance. Okay. It's reversed, but that's not bad. Justice again. Okay, we're getting majors. And the 5 of Swords. Right. So, let's have a wee look. So then, Temperance. So, this is in the where you are right now position. And the standard look for Temperance is obviously very different. This is a wonderful, wonderful card in terms of merging energies together, right? In terms of creating something bigger than the sum of its parts. Now, this is reversed. Okay, you've just seen me flip it. In this case, it doesn't really matter because the card can be seen anyway. But when Temperance comes up, it's saying that there is something fundamental, because this is a major arcana card. So this is one of the big shouty headline cards. Okay, this isn't a little card that we can dismiss, or we can, there's it's in the details. This is a big shouty card. So this is telling us very, very firmly what the cards are saying needs to happen, if that makes sense. So Temperance is all about finding a middle way through, negotiating and finding that way of compromise, finding that way. Sorry, I just realized the microphone was really close. Finding that way of compromise, finding that way of working together for the benefit of both of you, right? This at the moment is reversed in where you are. So I think there is maybe a stumbling block here somewhere. Maybe there is something that you are holding on to, or that you are not willing to bend or to shift with in terms of your love connection with people. So it could be that there's a little bit of stubbornness. It could be that there is some wounds from previous relationships. It could just be that you're holding out for ... famous person here. It may be that you think, eventually Tom Holland's going to realize that he doesn't want to be with Zendaya, and he's going to come knocking on your door and say, oh my gosh, Shafa, please marry me. I don't know, right? I've got no idea, but it's like that. It's like you're holding out for something specific, and maybe that's something that you need to work on. Maybe that's something that you need to be a bit more flexible with, because Temperance is great when we're talking about being able to open up and to change how we view people and change the situation. When it's reversed like this, it's that other side of Temperance, where when you temper something, you make it harder, you make it stronger. And that's like digging your heels in and not being willing to make any compromises. So just be aware of that with this one. We do have this Justice card in the what you need to know position. And again, Justice in a standard deck is all about the law. Justice here has this element of this couple on the card. So for me, it's saying that, yes, there is some relationship energy here, but it's to do with the rules, either the law or family rules, or, you know, some sort of situation. Again, it could be you work with someone that you're attracted to, but you can't be in a relationship together because there are rules at work. It's something like that. There are some rules that are being laid down that are going to be, you've got to work within, if that makes sense. So if there's somebody that you like, but there's a rule that you can't date them, then you have to find a way around that using this temperance element, right? So it's almost like you have to play within those guidelines, play within those rules to have this come out. In the potential, the sort of future potential opportunity position, we've got the 5 of Swords. Now this is reversed, but this is really interesting because the 5 is about having, still being how can I put it? Being in the thick of those negotiations that we've got here, right? Still being in the middle of the argument, in the middle of the disagreement, still trying to come up with a solution. So I do think that there is something here, because all 3 cards are basically looking at the same thing. If there's somebody that you like at the moment, and there's somebody you're thinking of in terms of romance, then it's a situation that you've got to play by the rules, and you've got to try and find that middle way through for it to happen. Okay, it does feel like there's going to be some hurdles for you to have this romantic energy come in. I don't know what that's about. As I say, we can only see for a little while into the future, but it does absolutely feel that you need to be on top of these 2 cards, these 2 majors, which are all about negotiating on one side and compromising, and, you know, being very, very flexible, whilst also working within the guidelines and the rules and the whatever that this card represents, those boundaries. Okay, so you need to be in and of yourself flexible within those boundaries. Does that make sense? It's almost like, I don't know, say if you were really interested in Bob, right? Just making up a person. So you really fancy Bob, but Bob lives 500 miles away, and you've been talking and you were friends, and now it's grown something else, and you've met several times, but you, for whatever reason, cannot move your job 500 miles away. Then this card would be talking about, how do you try and maneuver that? How do you work with that? Do you maybe change jobs to go with Bob? Do you maybe ask Bob to come with you, and, you know, maybe he can change cities? That's what this card is about, trying to find that middle way. This card is talking about doing it within those boundaries. So maybe Bob's over there 500 miles away, but you can't move because your job is absolutely 100% fixed, and you've got a mortgage and whatever else, and so you've got to stay where you are because of this Justice card. Then again, within those boundaries, within that legal field, how do you get Bob to you? And so again, it's all of this, how do you get this compromise whilst being within those legal boundaries or those rules? And once you clear this out, this is going to be not no problem, but this is the act of sorting this out, if that makes sense. Hopefully, my darling, that gives you an idea as to what is around and what's to come. It does feel that there is romantic interest there, and there is definitely some sort of love energy around because of that Justice card, because of that double meaning with that card now. But I do think it's going to take some working out. But with that, my darling, I wish you nothing but nothing but the best, and I hope that helps. I don't know where the vest came from. It's probably, I mean, you know, we're in the middle of summer here and nobody needs a vest. Right then, hopefully that helps, my darling. And yeah, thank you very much. Right then, has everybody hit the thumbs up button? Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And I will be very, very grateful if you could do that. Thank you ever so much for hitting that thumbs up button. Also, if today's your birthday, yes, I've got it on the soundboard, so I thought I'd just play it. Right then, let's have a look. So then, is it like a real game show? I'm trying for everything to be slick, you see. As long as the weather plays ball and we don't have this, there's a real some of you might know, and some of you might not. Oh, by the way, hello, Angelique Lemons. I'm just about to open up another round, my darling. So hold off for a second. For those of you that can feel it, I know that many of you can. The energy that's around right now, I can feel the thunderstorm energy from outside the window, literally like this window just here. I can feel it. That ionic change where it's all like buzzy, fuzzy. All the atoms are doing this. Because that's science, isn't it? That's science, right? All the atoms are doing this. All the positive neuron, positive. Anyway, whatever it is, it's fuzzy. And it's making me all fuzzy. Also, the cold brew coffee might also be a reason for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and open another round. So we're doing that right about now. So the round is open. Go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of those at random and read that person's question. Don't forget, if you want to make sure that you guarantee yours is the next question I answer, send it as a super chat. As you just saw, the free rounds, you get 3-card reading. When we do the super chat readings, they are 6 or 7 cards that are used in those readings. It's a longer reading and it goes into more detail. So that is entirely up to you, whichever way you would like to get your question in. But go ahead and do that now. You've got about, go on, 30 seconds. Right, just before I go and pick one of those at random, I'm going to give you a little bit longer because I want to shout out 2 amazing people. I'm going to do one this round and one the next round. They happen to be moderators here on the channel, but also, more importantly, they're amazing people and bloody good friends. So if you still want to get your question in, you've got about 26 seconds or so to get your question in while this is playing.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes his ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
Joe, my favourite edit I've ever done is having oh my god, my brain has just gone completely numb. The Beyond Reanimator guy say, or make it look like he says, the Necronomicon does not come cheap, and then cut directly to the fact that it's a £2 fanzine on Big Cartel. It's £2. It's like, how cheap could it possibly be? I love it. That is a horror movie fanzine that is written by Necroneil, who is one of the moderators on this channel, and literally my brother from another mother, one of my best friends. He now runs all of the social media, well, Instagram, which is all the social media I really use. So yes, he is amazing, and the zine is amazing. So then let me just have a wee little look. Means I've got you in. B, you've posted yours a couple of times, but I'm only putting you in for one. So then let me have a look. So how many have we got? One. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 in. So we'll use the D10 dice and see whether that was that one. What's that one go up to? Does this one go up to? Oh, it's not a D10. It's a D12. Hang on, I've got to choose the right dice for this. because there's many, and this one's got 8 on it and 0 and 9. Is it a 9-sided? What? I don't know. Right, I've got a different dice. Look, I've got a different dice. Let me show you. So get ready for your numbers. I'm going to swap to the other camera. So get ready for your numbers, everybody. I've got your questions in. So this is your numbers you're looking for on the dice. So B, B, you are number 1. Oh, hang on. Let me click on the other screen. It makes it easier. There we go. B, you are number 1. Fire Spawn, you are number 2. Crystal Picket, you are number 3. Andronique, you are number 4. Coco is number 5. Neens, you're number 6. And Alison is number 7. Okay, that's the order I got them in. So B is 1, Fire Spawn is 2, Crystal Picket 3. Andronique is 4, Coco is 5, Neens is 6, and Alison is 7. Okay, so then this is the random dice. If it's higher than 7, we'll throw it again. So then, Wispy, this is what we want. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. It is number. Oh, look at that. It's 9. How stupid is that? You can see 9 because we've got that underneath there. Look, so that is telling us it's 9. If it was 6, it would be that one. So 9 doesn't count. So we'll do it again. Wispy. I need Wispy involved. So here we go. 9, 8 and 9 doesn't count, or 0 doesn't count. Number 7. So there we go. Look, number 7. Alison, that is you, my darling. So let's have a wee look, and your reading is going to be starting right now. So then, Alison, cleanse the space. Everybody else, you know the way to do it now. Select and copy your question. Hold it until the next round. And then, and then we'll do the same thing again. So then, if you want, by the way, in the meantime, if you want to, you can always send a super chat in between times if you so wish. And also, I've got to point out that we do have a rather lovely membership scheme here on the YouTube. So if you wanted to, you could always join our membership. And we have a members only space on a Sunday evening at 6 p.m. We have a live chat for an hour, and there is also a members only space part of YouTube where other videos go on and things like that. So yes, do keep an eye out for that. And if you would like more details, you just need to click that join button. So then let me have a look. There we go. I'll pop that on screen. There we go. Right, there we go. So Alison, Wispy, Alison would like to know, what does she need to know going forward? So what does Alison need to know going forward? So, oh, we've got another card, jump. So that is your clarifying card. It's jump this way. So it is the 2 of Pentacles. Now, 2s are often seen, and I always see it as relationships, people coming together. It's you know, Spice Girls 2 become 1. It's all of that lovely stuff. Now, it could be that this is a financial partnership. It could be a business partnership, or it could be a romance that has a certain amount of effort and growth and things put into it. You can see here that this person is carrying these 2 dragons, each with a pentacle that they are carrying across this ravine. If you look closely, though, look, the ravine is made up of other dragon skulls, dragon carvings. I like to think so. I have a very old dragon who here we go. I have a very old dragon, which is a sound that you don't often hear, which is this one, who is called Rocky. And basically, this is what happens to Rocky. He becomes stone because he's so very, very rarely used in any of my practice. But if he's ever awoken, you know that if you've done wrong by me or one of my loved ones, you better run, because that's when if you imagine one of these dragons opening up that stone eye and becoming flesh again, that's what Rocky is. It's a perfect depiction here. Anyway, 2 of Pentacles. In this case, what does that mean? It means when it's come up reversed, it means that there is potential for a situation, a split. It's potential for something that hasn't been working maybe to come to fruition. but it's also potentially a financial split. So it could be leaving a job, it could be leaving a partnership. It's got that sort of vibe to it. So we'll see what the cards are looking at as we go through the 3-card drops. So then, thank you, Holland. I'll have a look in just a second. Holland says, I've got a super chat from Patty. Thank you, Patty. I'm not on the screen to be able to see that just yet, so I'll have a look at after I've done the reading. Right then, Alison, what do you need to know going forward? Well, have a look. So where you are right now, ooh, High Priestess reversed. What is coming up, or rather what you need to know, the Ace of Wands. Ah, okay. And what is the potential future? What are we looking at? The future opportunities. The 7 of Swords. Right. Okay. Okay. So where you are now, we've got the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is a strongly feminine kind of connected card, as it would suggest in the title. But the High Priestess is sometimes seen as quite aloof. She's quite separate. She can be quite cold, but she's somebody who is very, very strict about the religious dogma, the rules. She's very strict about things being done the correct way, the right way, according to her. Now, you can see on this card, when we put it the right way round, you can see that energy. We've got her hair, you know, almost becoming dragon scales and dragon wings themselves. The 2 dragons on a standard deck, as you just saw, the High Priestess stand between a white and a black pillar. And it's like she is the arbiter of truth, really. She is the one that's in control. You've got the light side, the dark side. Effectively, she's a liminal character. She's in between the light and the dark, but she plays by the rules. This way round, it's a little bit difficult because it's saying that sometimes the rules can be seen as more important than the thing they're put in place to manage. Does that make sense? So sometimes the High Priestess, when she's reversed, is too much of a stickler for rules. She's too much of a she's too rigid. There's no flexibility here. She's very, very stubborn, and it almost comes down to, if you don't do exactly what she says, like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, it's off with your head. Do you know what I mean? She's that strong. And this is coming up in the way you are. So it could be that somebody around you is this character, or it could be that this is you. And if this does reflect you, then just try and pull that back a little bit, because sometimes this level of sticking to the rules can distance anybody else around you, and everybody else around you, especially when we've got this reverse too. So it could be there's an issue here about, you know, a separation because of the rules. What you need to know, we've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace is all about brand new starts, brand new projects, brand new beginnings, and Wands is in the confidence sector. So this is talking about how you feel about yourself, how secure you feel, how confident you are, you know, self-esteems, all of these wonderful things. The Ace is about a new beginning, starting over, and this is what you need to know. So I don't know whether, Alison, there's been a relationship split. It feels like there might have been. But then this is about absolutely moving on, moving forward, and having this ability to create a better version of what has been before, if that makes sense. Because the Ace is that brand new start. It's like you've turned that chapter. You know, if you were here earlier when I was talking about the Death card as being the end of a chapter, the Ace would maybe be the next card, if that makes sense. So you'd have that closure, and then this would be, so Chapter 2 in the life and story of Alison. And that's what this represents. You can see here we've got a rainbow, so it's talking about a more positive future. You can see that we've got these dragons. One is just hatching. There's all this positivity around you moving forward, and this is what you need to know. Okay, so again, if there has been a split, you've got positive energy coming up. But I do think, because we've got the Seven of Swords coming in, the potential opportunity, the future card, we've got this element here of there is still some really difficult decisions to make and difficult hurdles for you to overcome in the immediate future, right? the 7, you can see this person has been stealing the swords, stealing from the dragons. And you can see these 2 baby dragons have raised the alarm, right? So this is talking about be careful what hurdles you undertake to move forward, because don't do anything that can come back and bite you on the bum. Thank you, Holland. That it's because I'm getting all into it. But that can be something that can turn around and bite you on the bum, right? It's something, the 7 of anything is talking about really difficult choices. And this is saying there are some difficult hurdles ahead, but just make sure that everything that you choose to do, everything that you move forward with, how you go, you get going, don't put yourself back in that situation where it's going to come back. Do you know what I mean? So we've got follow the rules, but maybe loosen up. You don't have to follow them 100%. There's a new start here. It's going to help build your confidence, but how you get through that is by facing these challenges. Okay. And it's all to do with whatever this separation was over everything. Does that make sense? Hopefully, Alison, that makes some sense. But thank you ever so much for your question, my darling. And yeah, I hope that everything helps moving forward. I hope that everything kind of, I wish you nothing but the best is what I'm trying to say. So thank you for that, my love. Right, let me have a quick look in the chat. Oh, sorry, Code Deb. Hang on. I'll tell you what, if I move that to there, I can turn my microphone down slightly. Does that sound better? It's because, look, if I move to the other camera. Oh, thank you, Alison. It makes perfect sense. If I move to the other camera, what I basically do when I'm reading is I talk like this so I can get emphasis and things. But then I raise my voice and it's too loud into the microphone. So yeah. Anyway, thank you. Right then, what? Deb, I can't answer. That's not a tarot question. Thank you, Alison, my love. Thank you ever so much. That's not a tarot question, Code Deb. How can I possibly do that? Yeah, the cups change. Yes, the cups change. They change as the months go on. Yes, they do for the members. They do. Right, let me have a look. So I've got a super chat in from Patty. So Patty, you are up next. There we go. Patty, may I please have a work career reading, please? Absolutely. Let me do this. Nope, I'm looking for that one, and I'm looking for that one. There we go. Unfortunately, we are now out of time for any more super chats this evening. If I've got time for another free round, I will let you all know. Right then, Patty, may I please have a work career reading? Of course, my love. Let's get that going for you right about now, or something like that. There we go. Hopefully the sound's going to be a little bit less muffled. It's my fault. I get so connected to the readings, right? So then, Wispy, Patty would like to know. Patty would like a work career reading, please. A work or career reading. Let's have a look. So, I tell you what we'll do, Patty. We'll have a look at your position. Right, I'm going to do this as a Wispy. We're doing it with Wispy. Thank you. We're doing it as an inverted triangle again. So we're going to do what Patty's position is, what the career obstacle is, and what the opportunities are coming, and we'll do it with the root card. Okay, so let's have a look. So a work career reading for Patty. There we go. In South Africa. Knuckles are being a bit difficult today. My hands, some days my hands just do not want to work. As I say, I've been reading tarot cards for 29 years now, right? You would think that I would have this shuffling thing down to a fine art. Well, I kind of do, and also kind of don't, because these days the fibro is almost like arthritis, but not quite like arthritis. But yes, let me have a look. There we go. So then, Patty, let's do your drop. There we go. So you can see it. Low drop. And so your position. All 4 wands. Right. Okay. The career obstacles. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Interesting cards. Interesting cards. And the job opportunities ahead, career opportunities. Okay. And then linking the 4 of Wands with the Wheel. We've got the 2 of Cups. Linking the Wheel with the Queen of Swords. We've got the 9 of Wands. And the root of all of this, we have the 8 of Swords, the only upright card. That's in itself quite interesting. So then, the 4 of Wands. So this is your sort of work position currently where you are, right? I don't know whether you're working at the moment, Patty, but wherever it is, whatever's going on with you right now, it feels very stale, and it feels very... What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, come on, mod. Somebody help me out in the chat, in the mod chat. What is it? The 4 reverse? It's stale, or it's not static. What is the word? When water that doesn't move. My brain. Sorry, this is fibro and ADHD working together. It's not stale. It's it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway. It's the energy is stagnant. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. It's stagnant around you, right? In terms of your confidence in the workplace. If it was this way up, it would be, oh, you love what you're doing. Thank you, Patricia. You love what you're doing. You're happily going along. Everything's grand. Isn't it all great? La, 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 right? Really happy doing what I'm doing. Don't really fancy a change right now. Everything's stable. This is saying the opposite. It's saying that the energy around you in the workplace is very, very stagnant. So whether that is you in a job that you currently hate, or whether that is the fact that you are somehow not able to move forward, you're somehow feeling very, very blocked. This energy is absolutely what's stopping you moving forward, if that makes sense. Because it's like, well, what's the point in looking for a job? Because there aren't any. Or more probably, what is the point in applying for a job somewhere else, even though I'm bloody miserable doing what I'm doing? At least it's a paycheck. Do you know what I mean? It's like that feeling about the card. It's like, this isn't the career that you want. This isn't the position you want to be in. Excuse me. But this is absolutely where you are stuck, because it's paying your rent right now. Do you know what I mean? It's paying the bills. It's that sort of vibe that we're talking about. We've got the Wheel coming up in the career obstacle, and this is reversed. And this is why I said it was fascinating, because this, when it's, oh, hang on, I've got a video. Let me hit the video. The Wheel of Fortune normally is like this. It spins. It's talking about risk and reward. It's like the spinny wheel thing that I've got here, a roulette wheel at the casino, all of those things, right? However, you can see here, it says the grimoire of life, the wheel turns, learn to ride with dragons, right? So this is what this is talking about. The wheel turns, learn to go with the flow. But when it's reversed in a career setting, in a career obstacle position, it's basically saying that there aren't a lot of opportunities where you are. I think that from what the cards are saying, I think you are in a job that you really don't like at the moment. Is that right? Because it feels like that's what the cards are giving me. And it feels like because there isn't a lot of change, there isn't a lot of opportunity, there isn't that risk reward element in play at the moment here. It's like, actually, you can't even spin that wheel. You can't even sort of say, oh, there's a job in sector 12, I'll go in, maybe I'll apply for that job. There isn't anything, you know what I mean? It's like there isn't a way forward. There isn't a way for you to advance or to change. It's like you're stuck. You're absolutely stuck. And it's not, I don't think it's a question of, I don't even think it's a question of promotion. I think it's like you can't even move sideways. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't even go and work in the marketing department, even though you've got a ton of skills that would be really good over there, because people don't leave their jobs over there. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. In the opportunity to come, you've got the Queen of Swords reversed. Now, this is a little bit interesting. Queen of Swords normally would be talking about a really strong woman, somebody who is really, you know, lays down the law, but lays it down in such a way that you can never win, like a really quite a negative type boss. When it's reversed, it's saying like even more than a negative boss, because at least the Queen of Swords this work would give you, you know, should give you tasks not thinking that you're going to succeed. This one gives you tasks knowing you're going to fail. Does that make sense? So it's like she's it's not that she's out to get you per se, it's just that she doesn't believe, it's not a team player boss, it's not somebody who's going to come along and help. Now this could also be that your queen energy, your strong like boss energy, is being completely and utterly wasted where you are, if that makes sense. So it could be that you cannot express this, you cannot take on any more challenges, any more hurdles where you are, because literally you've done it all. Sorry, you've done it all. Do you know what I mean? And that's where this Queen of Swords energy, with it being reversed, is difficult to see whether it's somebody else is blocking you or whether you've just literally got to the point where there's nowhere else for you to go. Do you know what I mean? But let's look at what the level down, the layer down is. So this is where we start getting a bit more into the psyche of things. So we've got the Two of Cups linking in this stagnant with this lack of opportunity. I think the Two of Cups here is saying that you loved, with a past tense, with a D, you loved this job when you got it. You loved this career. This was everything you were passionate about. This was something that was absolutely, even to the expense of friends and family at times, this was your thing, right? You found your place. This was what you wanted. But it feels like now your heart's no longer in it in the same way. Because this is reversed, it's like you've got that coming together, that coupledom. And this is more than just because of the money, more than just because of the career opportunities. It feels like this was your dream goal, your dream position. You absolutely put everything into getting this, and now you've got this, then it's like, oh, bugger. Do you know what I mean? It's like, now you've been doing it either for so long, or you've got to this position where that all of the love is gone. Like, you've given your everything to this. There's nothing more to give, because you're now just keep treading water. Linking the wheel to this, I think this is doing your confidence in. I think your confidence has taken a massive, massive dip recently, because it feels like, because there's nowhere else for you to go internally, it feels like now you're not getting that recognition, because now it's just like, oh yeah, well, Patty does this all the time at work. This is just how Patty is. You know, oh yeah, if we need any problems, Patty will solve the problems. Patty will do this. Look, if you aren't working at the moment, right, if you are searching for work, then I am way off, but I don't think you are. It feels like your confidence is gone, and it feels like there's just no. You've lost that loving feeling. But yeah, it is. You've lost that loving feeling. You've lost that spark. You've lost that part of you that was the strong, confident woman. You are still confident, but you're now a bit blasé and a bit like, whatever, I can do this. I can close my eyes and have a snooze and take 2 hours off and go down the pub. And nobody would even realise, because all my work's already done. I'm so above this place. That's the vibe. And then we get to the root, which is suddenly quite interesting, right? Because the 8 of Swords is hurdles and challenges, which is what the Swords is. But this is saying that you are absolutely locked in a dungeon. You are trapped here. I think you need to look elsewhere, because this card, if we take this middle one out, and we turn it into a almost past present, right? Look at what we've got. The 4 of Wands, a lack of confidence because everything is stagnant and it's just getting boring. Then we've got the 2 of Cups. You used to love this so passionately. This was your job. This was your career. This was your life. This was your spark. And now you're trapped in a dungeon with very few places to go internally. You are just stuck there. And there's nothing you can do to escape this. And then we've got the 9 of Wands, which is saying, look, that entire spark, that entire confident you is now being drained away, because there's nothing else for you in this company, leading you to the Queen of Swords reversed. Again, if this isn't a bitch boss, then this is you kind of. You've done it all. You've reached the pinnacle that you can do in this company. It's almost like the only place up for you from here is to be the CEO, but that's not going to happen. But it doesn't mean that you can't move this wheel, right? You can spin this wheel. It takes a huge amount of risk. But it would mean moving to a different company. It would mean looking for work somewhere else. I think wherever you are right now, and I am convinced that you are in some sort of position right now. I think that you have gone from, like, look, and I'm not saying it is this, but I feel like you've progressed from this. This could have been your first job. And you were in there in the post room delivering the mail to everybody, and then you got trained and you did this, and then you got trained and you did this, and then you got trained and you did this, and now there's no more training, there's no more moving up, because you're at that point. You've literally done it all. So there's no more learning for you to do within this company, but there is learning for you to do in another company. So yeah, do have a little look at that. I think the fact that this has come up in the career obstacle, I think you need to turn it around and use this as your opportunity to basically go find some other company, because it must be boring for you by now. It must be the most monotonous. I used to work in a call center and I loved it, and then I got moved into a different department and I hated it with a passion. It stole my entire spirit, and I could see myself becoming one of the long-term members of staff where they had no interest that wasn't outside of work. They would go to the pub, drink themselves until they felt better about themselves, go home and start that process over again, week in, week out. And that wasn't the life for me. And I think this isn't the life for you either, Patty. I think you've got to spin this wheel and move forward. I think there's no other, like, it's either that, or the only way you can stay in this position and not end up a complete, raving lunatic, would be for you to find something outside of work that you put this passion into, right? So that the work then becomes, it just pays the bills, and you find, whether you've got to take a few less hours at work, you find something that is fulfilling. It could be charity work, it could be setting up your own company, it could be doing anything else that you have a passion for. And then this job becomes almost like the side hustle, and then you've spun that wheel and you're off, as it says here, learning to ride a dragon. Oh, there you go. You can see it, learning to ride with dragons. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really do. Hopefully I'm not way off and you're not, you know, looking for work. But yeah, that would be my reading, my love, and I hope that helps. I've got one more question in. I do hope that Code Deb has changed the question, or at least given me something that I can read. Let me go into the live chat. But hang on a second. Spot on. Thank you, my darling. You've reached the ceiling. Glass ceiling. No, yes, I know what you mean. Glass ceiling. That's a different thing, isn't it? You've stopped learning. Okay. That must be really boring. That Queen of Swords isn't someone else. Then it's not like a bitchy boss. That's you. You've got no more challenges. There are no more hurdles. No more. I can learn from this. There's none of that for you to come in that workplace. Oh, my darling, that must suck. That must absolutely suck. Yeah, I would absolutely look for something else, my love, to be honest with you. I really, really, really would. Are you all right, love? Okay. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, Patty. I really do. Right, Code Deb, let me just have a look. I know, Patricia. That's why I'm doing the last one. Code Deb, you were changing your question. What did you change your question to? What did you change question? Change question. How do I best focus my energy in an extreme heat wave? With a fan. You do like asking some very strange questions, Code Deb. So, right, let's have a look. Let's see what the cards say. Let me go into that one and right, we're going to do yours straight after. Oh, hang on a second. I'm going to play yours straight after this because I played Neil's little piece earlier, and I'm going to play this for Holland from Blue Chalice. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Yes, indeed. There are some changes happening over at Blue Chalice, so do keep an eye out. But yep, absolutely go and have a look. I love what Holland creates. They are an incredibly talented person, not only in terms of making jewelry and things, but also look. Oh, this is me as the pronoun protector. This is me as a slightly skinnier, although give me 2 years. I'm working on this now. A slightly skinnier version of me as the pronoun protector. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Holland did that. I've got some amazing, talented people that work here. I say work here. I wish that are part of the channel. I wish I could pay them. One day we're going to be one of those YouTube channels that makes significant amounts of money. And Holland uses they them pronouns, Judy, but you are quite right. There are some beautiful pieces in the shop. But one of these days we're going to have this channel is going to get to the point where we've got the ability to pay mods, and it's going to be wonderful. I'm telling you, we're going to get to that point. We're not even monetized yet, but at some point we're going to get there, and we're going to create. We've already got a lovely community, one of the best communities here on YouTube, and we are going to. I'm just trying to shuffle your cards, Debs, because I'm talking as well. Here we go. Look, there we go. Does that help, Wispy? Hopefully that helps. Wispy doesn't like it when I try and do 3 things at once. But yes, we are building this community day by day, subscriber by subscriber, and it's going to become what it is, but bigger. And I'm telling you, the first people that get the bites of the cherry are the moderators. They are the most wonderful bunch of folks. That card completely jumped. Oh, This is your clarifying card, Deb. This is talking about the Queen of Cups in this instance is talking about the ocean, swimming, doing water aerobics. The cups is all about water. You can see again, like the Empress in this deck, the clothes become the river and the streams. And you can see we've got this baby dragon here, and then the whole throne is made up of dragon scales. And she's got her little, oh, you can't see it there. Look, she's got her little goblet. So the Queen of Cups. Hopefully I'm back. I was just about to put the thunder and lightning thing into the mod chat, but I couldn't find it. Hopefully you can hear me. Don't cut off just at the end. Yes, right. Yes, thunder. Thank you. Yes, we are. Thank you. As Colin's put there, look, we have thunderstorms overhead. And they're not good. Anyway, so water, Deb, that would be the first thing. Water, go swimming, showers, paddling pools, things like that. Cool down with the ocean. That is what the Queen of Cups is all about. She is all about that connection to water. Okay. Because you had a card flip, let's have a look at the drop. There we go. So I'm going to do you a little, I tell you what, I'm going to change your question again slightly to how do you survive the summer? How do you survive the heat wave, right? So we're going to go where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunities are. Water again. And we're going to do the subconscious. Right then. So let's have a wee look. I've got an itch. Right, so where you are, we've got the world reversed. So this is saying that maybe, I don't know whether you've got aircon, but maybe this is a situation where you don't go out of the house an awful lot. If it's a heat wave and there is a lot of sun, stay away. This is one of those times where if you've got aircon, then stay indoors with your windows closed. This is really important. Windows closed and your aircon on, or you have to use your curtains to make sure that there is no sunlight getting in through the windows because it's going to heat the house. So that's what the world is talking about here. Stay away from the outside world, right? Fantastic advice. We've also got then in the subconscious level, we've got the Tower reversed. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. Don't let the Tower and this heat undermine everything that you've been doing. Okay, this is more of a mental health check. Make sure that the heat, it's gonna feel clammy, it's gonna feel awful, it's gonna feel nasty. Make sure that you are like Zoom call, mate, like pretend that it's back in COVID times. Zoom call your friends, like ring people, video chat with people. Don't go outside if there wasn't sorry, don't go to, what was I saying? I completely lost the plot then. Yeah, don't go outside, but also try and keep up a social life, if that makes sense. But yeah, so close your windows, close your curtains, basically black out as much as you can. But if you're going to do that, maybe get one of those sunlight lamps that helps with wintertime when you've got that lack of vitamin D. I've got one of those and I absolutely love them. So yeah, do that and get yourself onto Zoom and all of those calls so that you aren't feeling completely isolated, because that will be one of those situations. In the what you need to know, we've got the 6 of Pentacles, and this is saying that, look, you might need some support around this, right? So whether this is down to health reasons or whether this is down to whether it's down to mental health or physical health or whatever it is, or whether it's down to financial help. If you need help, reach out. This card, you can see potentially we've got this girl being held by the dragon, and the dragon is asking for payment from her father. That's not necessarily what I would say that this card is all about, because if you look at her face, it's just a little bit out of focus. She actually looks like she's smiling. She doesn't look like she's any distress, and it feels like the dragon is helping the old man. So again, it's got a bit of a twist. I think this is that if you need to ask for support, if you need to ask for help, absolutely ask for help, if that makes sense. Absolutely ask for help. And subconsciously, you are going to feel trapped in a dungeon. You are going to feel locked away in a dungeon, right? This is only temporary. This is only to get you through the heat wave. And yes, you are going to need to stay indoors and keep the curtains shut and put the aircon on and not go out and get your shopping delivered and all of that. You're going to have to do all of that, and you are going to feel trapped. But we've gone through it before with COVID. We can go through it again for a couple of months with a heat wave, right? Or a few weeks, however long it is. You can get through this, my darling. You absolutely can. And then in the future opportunities, you've got the 7 of Cups. Again, water, right? Water energy. You've got this strong water energy here, and you've got these choices. And this is literally saying you will have the opportunity again to get out and about and do things that you want. The heat wave will break, because it always does, unless you live in, the Sahara or somewhere like that, Death Valley. Unless you live somewhere like that, you are always, everything will break, it will change, there will be decisions to make. But what I think you need to do is that I mean, again, the water element is coming in, so maybe take a regular shower, or maybe I don't know, like cold showers, a cold water bottle. Now this sounds bizarre, right? But you get a hot water bottle. They are designed to keep things hot, or they're designed to keep things hot, right? Yes. Put cold water and some ice cubes into a hot water bottle. It will keep things cold. It will keep things cold. Things like that. These choices, these cup cards, it is about finding different options and different ways of dealing with things. But I do think it will pass. I do think it will pass. And then we've got the Queen of Swords again coming in as in the subconscious level, which is saying that this is going to feel like a trial, right? You've just got to try and get through it. It's going to feel like, again, swords is the fire energy. So it's going to feel like everything is on fire. It's going to feel like there's an awful lot around and an awful lot of stuff that is going on. But keep yourself together. Do this socializing thing that we did during COVID. Treat it as if it is COVID, 2.2 or 0.2 or whatever it is, V2. Go into that little bit of isolation to keep yourself cool and allow yourself to, to feel that it's bloody hot outside and you can't survive outside. Long term, I think if you live in an area where it is going to be super hot, long term, as the climate changes and the world warms up, it may well be that long term you've got to be able to actually move somewhere else to be able to survive. But that would be the advice on the cards, my darling. Eat food that is very high in water, so again you're not dehydrating. Drink loads so you're not dehydrating. All of that, all of the standard advice. But on the subconscious level, make sure you have these connections in place so that you don't feel trapped and you don't feel like you're going through a living hell. That would be my advice, my darling. And again, any time that you can get out into water, put a paddling pool outside, you know, almost, I tell you what is quite good advice, right? Because I hate summer months. I absolutely hate it. The only thing I like about this time of year in the UK is the thunderstorms. Once they don't, you know, kill off my internet, that is. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. I quite often during the hot months almost become nocturnal. Because during the heat, if I am in bed when it starts to warm up the day and it gets to a certain temperature, I sleep. I've got no control over that. So it will end up with me being asleep for the whole day and then I'm up all night. But that is a way for me to keep my body temperature regulated, if you know what I mean, because it means I'm up in the cooler hours and down in the warmer hours. So yeah, that'll be the advice, Code Dev. I hope that helps. Eat lots of salady, salad items, tomatoes, lots of fruit, lots of things like lettuce that has got water in it, all of those. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll get through the heat wave on the other side. And yeah, it will all be good. Get the paddling pool out, get the I don't know, all of those watery things. Have water fights with your neighbors with squirt guns and things like that. Right, let me just have a look in the chat. Oh gosh, sorry everybody, we're 4 minutes over. I didn't even realize the time. No rain this year since mid-June. See, we've had rain. We've been raining. I think it's raining now, actually. You get hot days, but afternoon thunderstorms. At least you get the afternoon thunderstorms, so it clears the air. A good reading. Thank you, my darling. Holland, you saw someone drench their clothes. That's good as well. Yeah, that's good. I've seen that on survival things, actually, where you carry, what was it? They were carrying like a water thing, one of these water bottles to drink, but they were carrying a second, just like inflatable one, and they were filling up from rivers and seas and whatever it is, wherever they were, as muddy and shit it was, and they were pouring that water over them as they were on this trek to stay, for their clothes to keep them cool, because the water would then evaporate and take the sweat with them and cool them down, and then they'd get to the point they were super hot and do the same again. I don't think you can do that in your house. You can use you could use one of these Mr. Spray things. You could use one of those and spritz, and a hand fan, or I've actually seen a handheld electric fan thing, a battery fan that's got like a water. It's like someone's put this with a trigger, like a spray bottle with a fan on the front. So you have the fan blowing, and then you press the spray bottle, and it sprays water. I think you can get them on Amazon. They've got them in Poundland here in the UK. So yes, you stay inside mostly, but cannot move forward on certain projects without going out, and also very hard to work at home when feeling so drained from minor activities outside. This is the thing though, when it's that hot, see whether you can do your work in the evening and nighttime hours. Yep. Early morning, late night. Jay's here. Hello, Jay. You don't think it's intended as mocking, just trying to help and give some advice? Who's that? Oh, hang on. Code Deb. Honestly, not helpful. Please don't mock your question. Who was mocking your question? I don't know. No, I don't. I know Holland extremely well. I don't think they were mocking you in any way, shape, or form. That's good advice. Listen, when the sun's up, if the sun makes it hotter, don't go out when the sun's up. If you're capable of doing that, if you're already working from home and you can maybe swap your hours to later in the day, as long as all your work gets done, if it's that sort of job, then do that. I don't think Holland was mocking in any way, shape, or form. Yep. Patricia's put it there as well. Look, pure common sense. Absolutely, my darling. It's not hot in your house. Stay in your house then. Good God. I wish ours wasn't. Our flat, our apartment is super warm during the summer. I've got a fan on here. I've got fans in every room. In the bedroom, we've got 3 fans. it's expensive running the electric, but in the winter we don't spend hardly anything on gas because we don't have to heat the house. So yeah, yeah, absolutely. COVID isolation. That's honestly, that's what it feels like. But that might be what you need to do to get through it. And I will tell you, if you're in that sort of area, probably if you look at news programs and things like that, they will be covering, you know, on the weather, it will say stay indoors between 11 and 4 because it's going to be a heat wave or whatever it is. But anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. And honestly, I think Holland's advice is absolutely 100% correct. Stay indoors. If it's hot outside and cool indoors, stay indoors. And I've just realized I was clicking my thingy and it didn't do that. You and Ren are planning to do that. Do what? Do what? What are you doing? Oh, you're not getting afternoon. Oh my God. That I cannot imagine how hot that is. I cannot imagine how hot that is. I really can't. England's not brutal in the summer, to be honest. We get it quite mild in comparison. But a water gun fight, yes. But I've got to say that we're not used to the heat. And we're not used to the snow, either extreme weather. We get 3 flakes of snow and the world collapses. And we get to like 24 degrees and it's in front page news on every single newspaper with a thermometer that's exploding. That's how extreme the UK is. But anyway, I hope that helps, my darling, and thank you ever so much for your question. And that's it. That is it today. It feels 105 to 110 centigrade. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But anyway, that is going to be it from me today, everybody. Thank you for joining. We got through quite a few readings in the end. Thank you for sticking by the thunderstormy internet problems. We haven't had that for a while. And yeah, thank you very much to everybody for being here. We will be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. for the amazing members only chat. But 40 degrees or 45 degrees, no thank you. Gosh, no thank you. I'm planning to go to Spain next year at the end of the year when it's cool, because just no. But do keep an eye out, everybody, because if the mods are up for it, we may well ride at 11:45 on Thursday evening. So do keep an eye out. Make sure that your bell is donged, so that YouTube notifies you each and every time we go live. And again, I will see you very, very soon. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will definitely catch you on the next one. And then I had a thing to sign off and I've completely lost it. Is it down here? Was this it? No, I've lost it. I did a thing. Don't tell me I didn't upload it onto the doodah. I don't think I uploaded it onto the doodah. How annoying is that? I was about to segue into a see you later, everyone. I haven't got it. So all I'm going to do is say thank you ever so much, everybody. Don't forget you can join our channel and help with the expenses and also raise a little bit of money for charity as well by becoming a member. I'll be back on possibly Thursday night for the late shift. Until then, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye-bye.